Good morning from Canyonlands National Park, Needles District. Wow. Get yourself some rocks, some BFRs. Who doesn't like a slot canyon? He called me a big bear. I think I need a drink of water. It is 6:10 in the morning. I'm heading to Elephant Canyon, campsite number 3 to be exact. It's about a 5-mile hike. It's going to be 96 degrees today. And according to the rangers, there are no water sources. They're all dried up. I have 2 gallons of water, and my plan is to get to camp before the heat hits. And I've never been to this section of Canyonlands. Let's go. I'm only like 4/10 of a mile in, and it's surprisingly green. We definitely got the winds with the sun coming up in the morning. Just walking on slick rock. Basically, cairn hopping from one cairn to the next. Way over there. High desert. So you walk over this and you round the hill, and all of a sudden you see this. That makes me very happy. Wow. An oasis in the desert. I really don't want to have to drink out of that, but I'm going to mark it just in case I need it. Boggy McBoggerton. We tested the Sawyer when we were in Seguro with water that looked about that disgusting, and it worked. Oh, look at that.
Don't let it touch it. Are we excited?
I'm excited. We're going to drink this. I'm excited. Who doesn't like a slot canyon? I like them. I think I'm in Elephant Canyon. Wow. I just passed Elephant Canyon Campsite 1, EC1. And the views are amazing. And we are in the shade. It's 9 a.m. When I turn the 3D feature of Gaia on, you can really see that this trail is the tale of 2 different cities, if I can use that reference. You're going to be up on top of the rocks, and then you're going to drop down into Elephant Canyon. You'll see how that tracer line just disappears into the canyon. Very cool. Goal number 1, arrive at camp before the heat of the day. I got here at 9:30. So I'm going to say that's a success. Got beautiful rocks all around me. Goal number 2, shade. Going to need shade because it's going to be hot until at least 7. I've got a good rock over here, which is going to provide me with shade because that is west facing. But until that rock protects me, I got my trusty rain and shade fly. You need extra paracord. That's 50 feet of paracord. I've got one there, and then I've got another one back on that wing, and that just extends my reach. And forget the stakes. get yourself some rocks, some BFRs, big, fun rocks. Hiking in the extreme heat reminds me of hiking in the rain. Except when you hike in the rain, you can actually hike in the rain. Here it's better just to stay in the shade. I have to decide if I want to make the 4-mile round trip to Druid Arch. I feel like I'm here, I might as well do it. Okay, I'm going to go for Druid Arch. It's 2 miles one way, so 4 miles round trip. It's about 4:30. It should get me back by 7. I'm going light. So far I just been walking in the wash. Pretty cool. I think I need a drink of water. I got right to the rock formation, and then I rounded the corner and I saw this big hill that I had to scramble up on. I got this picture from a web blog called Dirt in My Shoes, and it has an excellent description of this hike. And I got to tell you, I was pretty darn tired, and I decided that the view of the arch was not worth that scramble. So let's talk about what I was experiencing at this moment. I typed into Google the signs of dehydration. And here is the list. And I'll just simply give you a yes or no if I was experiencing them. Yes to thirst. Yes to dry mouth and lips. Yes. No to dizziness. No to a headache. Definitely yes to fatigue. I did not want to climb that final hill to see Druid Arch. And no, my skin was not dry and I was not constipated. I had moist skin. So I was clearly experiencing mild dehydration symptoms. If we go back to the sign that Canyonlands had waiting for me at the entrance of the trail, it talks about drinking 1 liter per hour per person while you're exercising. I only drank 1 liter of water in the 3 hours it took me to get to camp. Clearly not enough. For curiosity's sake, I looked up what the U.S. military recommends for soldiers working in the desert. They recommend 2 to 12 liters of water per day, which is 2.5 gallons. Drink your water. It is 5:25 in the morning. Sunrise happens at 6:30. I'm going to hike out of here. Another morning bonus. Almost 8:30, 3 hours since I left. And there's the truck. There's the Gatorade. One Gatorade down. So a couple thoughts on my first no water source August desert backpack trip. Lesson 1, got to get up early. I got up before dawn both times and was hiking at dawn, and that really helped. So get up early, hike early. I think that's pretty much a given. I walked in with 9 liters of water. I walked out with about 1.5. I was very stingy with my water, walking in and hanging out at camp during the heat of the day. Resting and only drinking 1 liter of water while I read my book was probably not enough. So that's the main takeaway. The other takeaway was I didn't think about putting my water in the shade. I just left the water sit in the sun, and that got it very hot. And when I was drinking my water, it felt warmer than my mouth, which means it was warmer than 98 degrees. That probably didn't help with hyperthermia. So put that water in the shade. That's probably the main reason, those 2 reasons why I was unable to reach Druid Arch just because I was feeling whooped. I highly recommend that you visit Canyonlands National Park, especially the Needles District. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very rugged. When I rounded the last corner, I met a European woman with her daughter, and she called me a big bear. So I'll take that as a compliment. And she gave me a thumbs up when she asked me if I spent the night in the woods, which I don't know what happens in Europe, but I would call this more like rocks. Remember, one day your life is going to flash in front of your eyes, and I plan to make that slideshow as epic as possible. Build your slideshow, my friends. Don't be afraid to try new things. I'll see you on the next one.